All the controversy over the advanced imaging machines and TSA enhanced pat-downs seems to be forgetting one thing. Oh, I don't know. I like to call it the Constitution. Listen to what Mo McGowan, former director of security operations for TSA, said on Fox News just last week. Listen to this.
I mean, nobody likes having their Fourth Amendment violated going through a security line, but the truth of the matter is we're going to have to do it.
What? How? Why are there so many people eager to give up rights for security? Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano is here. Judge, I want to talk to you because people are going on vacation, and I mean, I've seen some of this. A lot of people are just like, oh, whatever. First of all, they're not getting the truth on these scanners. These scanners, it's porn.
It is porn.
It's porn. And I mean, I'm not letting my wife or daughter. You think my picture or my wife or daughter's pictures are going to be deleted from that?
I would think that a federal marshal would sell your picture to the highest bidder because of who you are and the disruption you've caused to their authoritarian ways.
Yes. So I'm not going to do it, and I mean, my body is sacred. My children's body, I'm not going to have a 40-year-old guy grabbing my son.
Do you know what you just said is not just Glenn Beck? What you just said is what the Supreme Court of the United States has said about our bodies. We own our own bodies.
Isn't that the whole thing with abortion?
Correct.
That a woman owns her own body. She has right to do with her own body. But I mean, are they arresting people, Judge, for not doing this?
They are arresting people. We had a guy on today. These things are happening in San Diego. This guy, Sam Alanik, who when they said, we're going to pat you down, and he said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to go inside and do this and that. Took his shirt and pants off and said, go ahead and do it. They were afraid to touch him because here was a grown man in his shorts. He had gym shorts on, so it wasn't offensive to see him that way. They arrested him for refusal to put the clothes back on and pulled him through the airport wearing the gym shorts. They want to suppress people. Ron Paul said, enough is enough.
You know what really hacks me off is Boehner. Boehner is being allowed to go through. Here's the GOP, ahead of the GOP. He's allowed, because they say that the Speaker of the House isn't a threat to the Constitution or to the country. Did they meet the last Speaker of the House?
Apparently not. But they want John Boehner, who's a good and decent man, on their side when they suppress our human liberty.
These people should never, ever be allowed to do anything that the regular American people can do. Ever.
You're right. Look, if my neighbor swings his fist at me, I can swing back. But if my neighbor wants to come on my property, do I have the right to fondle the neighbor? Of course not. I can't give that right to the government. What I can't do, the government can't do. And they make up these rules. The Congress didn't write this law. Bureaucrats did, and then they make exceptions on the spot.
Can we go back to that for a second? Because this is something, and if you have the 5,000-year leap, this concept is so important, and it's in the 5,000-year leap. Buy that book. For everybody you know, buy that book. The government cannot do what you don't have a right to do. You are lending them your rights.
George III told the colonists his government came from God. We fought a revolution to get rid of that idea. And we wrote the Declaration of Independence, which states the truism. The government's power comes from the consent of the governed. We can't consent to give the government what we don't have to give.
So I'm concerned, Judge, and I'm looking into because they're saying that there's going to be a slowdown and everything else, and I don't know if anything happens. I think there's something wrong with this whole story. There's something else going on this story. What should the average person do? Should you just go through? Is there anything else you can do?
Well, you don't have to be irradiated, and you don't have to be groped, and they can't touch you against your will, and they can't touch your children no matter what they tell you, and they can't arrest you for your refusal to be touched.
Okay, back in just a second. But they say